So a lot of times in life we pray and manifest for the next seasons of our lives where we have the dream car, the dream house, the dream relationship, our bank account looks nice, we're catching flights left and right. But have you ever thought for a second that can your current lifestyle habits sustain your dream life? Let's have a chat. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. I post videos every Wednesday and Sunday and I've been staying so consistent, so I'm so happy. So make sure you stay tuned so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Let's get into the video. I'm gonna put my leg up so I can get comfortable. But this was something that I really thought. I think it was one of those days where I sat down, I was like, God, I want you to transform my life in like 3 to 5 business days. I wrote down all the lists of all I want. I was like, the dream relationship, the car, the house. You know those days where you just sit down, where you just write down every single detail of what you want your life to be? That was one of those moments that I had. So after I did it, I kind of just reading back over the list and thinking, I'm like, wow, that's a lot that I want out of life. And I'm like, can your lifestyle have, girl, you don't like doing this, you don't like doing this, but you got these big goals and like to do this, you gotta do this. And it truly just made me think of, I really have to practice who I want to be right now. I remember in high school there was this kid, we were in class and stuff, and the teacher was like, oh, like you guys know that like high school's not like college. They always tell you that, but like they were lying for my younger folks. But he was like, oh yeah, I'll just become like more studious, I'll start studying more when I get to college. And the teacher was like, if you don't practice who you want to be right now, you're not gonna get there. You're not gonna just get to college and then all of a sudden it clicks and then you're the student that goes like to the library and whatnot. You have to practice who you want to be right now. And like it was something that like I thought about later. I'm like, that man was so true. And this makes me even look deeper into myself. I feel like generosity is something that I want to do. I want to be somebody that just, you know, I just give things out to people. But I'm always like, oh, when I have more money or like when I'm more financially free, I'll give it out and stuff like that. And I'm like, girl, if you don't give it out with the little you have, when you even get the money, your hand's gonna be so tight. Like, people can't proud out $1 from you. I really thought about that. I was just like, you have to really practice who you want to be right now. Even if you're not there, those little habits that get you there, you have to do it now. And after I thought about that, it just led into like a whole revelation in my head, because I was just sitting there after I wrote down that list, just reading through. I'm like, wow. Like, God just kept revealing things to me. And I was looking at the lifestyle that I wanted and the dream life that I want. And I'm looking at my life and I'm just like, you're gonna have to change some habits to like make this work. And I thought about the Bible verse in Luke 12 verse 48 where it talks about, to whom much is given, much is required. If you don't practice who you want to be right now, like I said earlier, those skills are not gonna click when you get to your next dream level. I remember there was a TikTok where this girl was like, she made sure that she stewarded, even when she was like her little like studio apartment, she made sure that she stewarded that apartment properly. So when then she got married and moved to her house, it wasn't a big challenge. This really made me think deep into myself. I'm like, okay, so you're praying for more of this, but like the little that you have right now, you're not even really appreciating it. As you keep going up in life, there's more responsibility that comes with it. If you really look at your life and like you think about your dream life, really think about it. If you were to be given everything you want right now, can you actually maintain it? Like, I want to be like this whole CEO boss girl, and I'm like, girl, you don't like even doing your to-do list sometimes. And it's just like, how would you be able to maintain staff if like you don't even like keep the to-do list? Because like when I get to that level, things gotta get done. Like, they have to follow a schedule, a structure, and everything. And it's like, I procrastinate this, I procrastinate that. You really have to think about these things. It honestly made me think that sometimes in life we don't have what we want because we're not ready. And I think sometimes we try to rush to where we're gonna get without even thinking about why we're still where we are. I had a conversation with a woman a while ago, and I remember I was going through a season where it was kind of rough. And I was like, I don't even know why I'm going through this again, yada, yada, yada. She goes, have you ever thought that like God is trying to teach you a lesson in this moment? Like, clearly you didn't click the first time. So like, sometimes you're gonna have to go through certain situations, like 1 or 2, hopefully not 3 times, but you never know. Just so God can teach you a lesson. The place you are right now, you're learning skills that are gonna help you. I remember last November, I had this big goal that I set for myself. And I remember that I was getting like 2-3 hours of sleep every night. I was pumping Celsius. I was like, I don't care how much I work as long as I get to my destination. And I remember I didn't even come close to that goal. I did not come close to that goal at all. And I remember being so sad about it, but it truly made me look back and I'm like, one, I think had God given me that gift right when I wanted it, one, I would have mishandled it. And I'm gonna keep jumping back. My mind works all over the place, so keep up with me. I'll come back to that point, but it makes me also think of lottery winners. There are a lot of times, if you get your blessings before your time, you are not gonna know how to handle it, because a lot of lottery winners, if you look them up, it wasn't like a gradual growth. It was like a bam, you get a lot of money, and a lot of them actually end up broke later on in life because they never learned the skills to handle that. So it really made me think that, like, although this is a slow season, although it's like not going at the fast trajectory that I wanted to, there are lessons and skills that I'm gonna learn in this season that will help me all later in life. Like, I think about that moment in November. If I truly had gotten what I wanted at that moment, number one, I probably would have pissed away all the money, because again, I wasn't really practicing what it would be like to be financially, like, to steward what I have financially. Probably would have pissed all the money away. Number one. Number two, I probably would have taken all the credit. I would have been like, oh, I got this because I worked hard. No, you got it because God blessed you. Like, I probably would have taken all the credit and not given anything to the glory of God. I'll be like, oh, well, I did this. I worked hard, so I know I finally got it. God is going to bless you because he wants to bless you. It's that plain and simple. I can't put it any other way than that. So honestly, after that, I honestly began to like change my prayer points. So like, I want my dream life, God, but at the same time, please don't give me anything before my time. Because like, if I don't build up the skills that I need to get to where I need to go, I'm gonna mishandle it. I'm not gonna treat it well. It's not gonna last long. Wealth built at a steady pace is a lot better than wealth, success, whatever you want to build. It's built at a better pace steadily than just sporadically. People that get things sporadically, they don't know how to handle it because they never built up the little skills of like, it's like when you're young, when your parents give you money and you just spend that money. You're like, parents, give me $20, give me this, give me that. You're so quick to like ask for money, but the moment you get that first job in high school, somebody asks you for $10, you're like, no. Your fists are gonna be so tight because you're like, no, I work for this money. I'm gonna keep it a little harder. You're more likely to take care of things that you worked harder for. If things are just given to you in an instant, you're not gonna appreciate it. It's just that simple. You have to make sure that like you are learning the lessons in this moment. Even if you're not where you want to be career-wise, relationship-wise, whatever the case might be. I even think about it with dating. There's some times where like you don't need to be in a relationship because you need to learn to love yourself. You need to learn to like just figure out who you are, and you are practicing and getting ready for that moment, but you still have to practice because you can't just be like, I want to be in a relationship when you haven't practiced self-love. You haven't practiced what it means to actually share your time, your space, your energy with somebody. You haven't thought about that after. You can't just get there because you're gonna fail. You gotta practice who you want to be right at this moment, and then when you get there, you don't mishandle your blessings. And this whole situation has made me truly change my prayer point from going to like, God bless me with this, God bless me with that. I now pray for the ability to steward what I already have, even if I think it's not a lot or whatever. I pray for the ability, like if you can't manage $50, how can God bless you with $5,000? Like it doesn't work that way. You have to manage the little that you have. You have to take care of the little that you have. I don't care if it's a studio apartment, I don't care if it's a little box in New York City. Still take care of what you have as if it's big, and then God can just reward you with big. If you're not even taking care of the little things, he can't trust you to take care of the big thing because you're just going to mishandle it. Take care of the little that you have. That's one of the prayers that I've been praying. And the second prayer is I also pray that God gives me the ability to handle it when that time comes. So like when all the prayer lists and everything finally got answered, I pray that God gives me the ability to handle it and to one, give glory back to his name. And number two, to truly take care of it and not remember where I started, and to use all the skills and the lessons that I learned along the way to truly manage it and steward it according to his glory. Now that I've said all that, how do you actually practice who you want to be? The very first one is I make myself aware of my habits. Before, I just used to breeze through my day. I'll just be go, go, go. Now I'm like, okay, why did you do that? Why did you do that? And I make myself aware of my habits. The very first one that I've been trying to do a lot lately is if I can get things done, because I sometimes procrastinate a lot. If I can get things done in like, I want to say like 3 to 5 minutes, I do it then and there. And I've shocked myself with how much I've gotten done, because I used to be like, oh, that will take so much time, that will take so much time. No, if you can clean up within 3 to 5, you'd be shocked how much you can move around and clean up really quick within 3 to 5 minutes. So even if it's like right before you're about to go to bed, making sure that you're stewarding your room, quickly do a little cleanup. You want your green car. Are you stewarding your car Nissan 2019 or whatever? Not 2019. I don't know, Nissan 2000. Whatever car you might have. Are you making sure that you're keeping it tidy and neat? These are all things that like I wasn't aware of. And now I'm like, oh, you got to do this. Like, if you don't take care of your car now, you won't take care of that big car. Because it's like when you get a new and shiny thing, it's like you keep it new for about a week, if you're good, maybe a month, but then you forget it. You gotta keep, and I'm talking to myself too because I do this a lot. Your little room, your desk, sometimes your desk is a reflection of your mind. Keep that in mind. Make yourself aware of your habits. And then this is also another thing that I do. So along with me writing a whole list of who I want to be, I made sure that I also write a kind of separate list of what does this person do? Like, what is this, if I want to be, I don't know, a business owner. What does a business owner do? Maybe she wakes up at 5 a.m. She's disciplined. She's motivated. She's just, I think about what my dream person is, and then I write out the characteristics that will probably fit her. And then I try to emulate my life that way. So for me, one of the things that I've been doing is, if I tell myself I'm only going to be on social media for 5 minutes, I get off after 5 minutes because I know that, like, my dream self, she's a disciplined person and she's a trustworthy person. And I talked about the whole feelings versus facts in a previous video, but your mind is going to look for facts of what you think about yourself. So if I say I'm a trustworthy person, I'm going to look for examples where I was trustworthy to grab onto it. So for me, that's keeping a promise to myself. So if I tell myself I'm going to get off social media in 5 minutes, I get off at 5 minutes. I don't care how much I like the video. I'll save it. I'll go back to watch it. I try to get off within 5 minutes. And a moment that this happened to me, honestly, was there was one day where I went to church and I was tired. I was like, when I get home, after church, I'm going home. I'm going to go take a nap. And me and my friends and church folks, we hang out a lot after church. But I was like, no, you're going to get home at 2 p.m. But of course, I got to church and 2 plans came up and I was like, ooh, should I go? Should I go? Should I go? But I was like, no, Kelly. You told yourself you're going to be home by 2 p.m. So I was like, fine, I'll go home. I got home at 1:59 and I was so proud of myself because in that moment, I kept my promise to myself. The same thing actually works the opposite way. If you tell yourself you're a failure, you're not worthy, your mind is also going to be trying to find facts of when you were not worthy or when you were a failure or stuff like that. So make sure that you speak life out about who your dream person is and who you want to be, and make sure that you prove that to yourself. Do a little action that will prove that you're trustworthy. Do a little action that will prove that you're disciplined. Maybe that's waking up at, I don't know, 6 a.m. or going to the gym 5 days a week. Do stuff that will prove who you want to be. The next one, I don't think I can emphasize it enough, but a gratitude list truly goes a long way. If you truly appreciate the moment where you are right now, much more will be given to you. You will be blessed with so much more. You will be able to, like, just embrace the moment that you're in, and that way you can be trusted with much more. If you can't appreciate the moment that you're in, I promise you, no dream career, no dream job, no dream relationship, no dream life will fulfill the unhappiness that you have. You have to be happy in this moment. And I use myself as an example a lot, but you're gonna stick with me. I remember in high school, it was during prom season, and I was like, I want to get my prom body. I worked out, I lost weight, I got skinny. My belly was about this big. I got really skinny, but I still was not happy because I was like, oh my gosh, I need to lose more. And this was a moment that I realized that if I'm not happy with my current weight, whenever I get to that dream thing, I'm also gonna find something else to be unhappy about. That's why you see a lot of times people don't just get one type of plastic surgery. Once they start one thing, it's a domino effect. You have to be happy in the current season that you're in before you do anything. Right now, I'm not at my dream body, but I like how I look. Because I know if I don't like where I look right now, when I get there, I'm not going to be happy. I'm just going to find something else to fix. Find the peace, find the joy, find the gratitude in the little that you have. Even if you have a studio apartment, a Nissan 2003 that like limps a little to the side when you drive it, if the brake is a little shaky, you still be grateful of this moment. So that way, when you get to where you want to go, you can be much, much appreciative of that. Anyway, I think that's about it. This video was a little bit all over the place. My mind works all over the place, but I hope you took something away from this video and really think about practicing who you want to be right now in this moment. You won't magically become who you want to be when you get there. You have to practice it now. Even like, I remember with my YouTube channel, I used to be like, oh, when I get to a certain level, I'll post that video because more people see. Nah, post that video right now. Do what you want to do right now. Practice who you want to be right now. I don't care what the numbers say, I don't care what it says. Just practice who you want to be right now. And just stop and think for a moment. If you're not where you want to be, there's probably a reason. So look around, look at the lessons you can learn, appreciate where you are right now, and you will get there. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll see you guys in the next one, and bye! Because one way or another, I'm going to get my goals. Because I refuse to piss away my blessings.